uh, the opportunity that we are going to present today. So basically, my name is Yaman. I'm Turkish, and I'm normally based in Istanbul, but I'm traveling a lot. Right now, I'm in Romania, in Bucharest, and say hello from there. So basically, today's discussion will be about the opportunity in the Europe and UK. I know it's like a lot of sellers from US are listening to us, also from other regions. So I'd like to explain like what we do and how we can make the life easier for you in these regions. What's the challenge? What's the opportunity over there? So quickly, let me share my screen. Yeah, hope you guys can see.
Yep, you're good.
So I have like around 20 years of experience, mostly in corporate life. I'm a very junior entrepreneur, by the way. I had like 10 years of experience, and it has been the first part has been in Turkey, basically in Trendyol and Hepsi were the leading e-commerce players over there. And then in 2019, I moved to China. I lived and worked in Hangzhou for two and a half years in and working for Alibaba. I was mainly responsible for AliExpress global expansion. And then I lived and worked in Sao Paulo for a year. I was the country manager for the Latin American business for Alibaba. I had the chance to work with different kinds of profiles of sellers from different regions, and now we have become in 2 years only we've become a 50 team members team, basically doing a lot of heavy lifting for the sellers. So quickly, I want to talk about the opportunity and the challenge in Europe and UK. So it's a growing market for sure, and there's like a lot of GMV potential. I know it seems sometimes a smaller market for especially for the US sellers. However, if you look at only to Amazon, it's true. Maybe we basically have operations in US, in UK, in Europe, and US is obviously way bigger than Europe and UK in total, especially let's say Germany and UK to be specific. However, the challenge here is that in Europe, Amazon is not as strong as in US. So we know that in US, Amazon has like maybe 40% market share in total e-commerce, and secondly, Walmart is even like way smaller than Amazon it is. So that's why Amazon seems to be getting the larger or biggest share. However, in Europe, it's kind of we have a way difficult market, and it's a lot more sellers and marketplaces in different niches. I just put some of them here, but they are beating Amazon in many different aspects. So, for instance, let's say take Zalando, is like is the top fashion destination actually for Europe, is especially in Germany and other like European markets, is way bigger than Amazon in terms of fashion. Otto and Kaufland, Home24, these are like mostly very good marketplace in home and textiles, and also FMCG products have almost as significant share as Amazon. EMAG is in Romania today. I met the CEO of EMAG. We were discussing the opportunities. So it's and Allegro is in Poland, Cdiscount in France. These are the market leaders and way bigger than Amazon in these markets. So also there are like a lot of verticals, like B&Q is top retailer in UK. XXX Lutz is like furniture seller in also in Germany. Superdrug is very strong in pharmaceuticals and also like perfumes, cosmetics in UK. Debenhams in UK, About You in Germany, and La Redoute in France. They are very big players also in fashion. Joom, TikTok, these are like mostly Chinese or like Russian players, but they are growing also in the European region. Hepsiburada is the leader, one of the leaders in trend with Trendyol in Turkey. So as you can see, the market is quite fragmented, and each and every of these marketplaces have different kind of KYC processes, and also like each and of them have different challenges, different algorithms, different regulations, etc. So that's the challenge. But if you sum up all of them together, it's make more sense than Amazon. It's way bigger than Amazon in total. So how to unlock this opportunity? So it's I know it's like it seems like very difficult for a lot of sellers to understand, to localize in German, in French, in Polish, in Bulgarian, in Romanian. So there's like all different languages, different logistics operations. So my next slide is about like the problem here. And as you can see, a lot of sellers fail. According to our statistics that I know from Alibaba as well, only 3% of local brands can build sustainable business. So even a seller in France, let's say, it fails in Germany, or even if a seller in UK, they fail in other European markets. There are different reasons for that, like which the market product fit, sourcing, localization, fulfillment, inventory management, and also like product selection, branding, marketing. It's all different in these marketplaces. So what we do and how we help basically different brands. We always empower the brand ownership, and we always have the advertising investment done by the brand. But apart from that, we do the rest, which is we have full integration with all of these channels, including Amazon and Auto or all the other marketplaces that I've mentioned. So we do the handling and the storage in the fulfillment expert, and we are experts in exports and customs clearance, which are quite tricky, the VAT numbers, etc. In Europe, especially. We handle the returns, we protect your brand, we do the advertising, and also a lot of government incentives are there. We also help them to comply with all these regulations if there are any. Plus, on top of it, we manage the customer service. So, and we have seller accounts in all of these platforms. So you don't need to deal with each and every platform. You just send your products to our fulfillment centers in across Europe. Like we have a warehouse in Germany, in UK, in Poland, also in other regions. And also on top of it, we use the fulfillment networks of the platforms. And we have very good store statistics, I can say. Even in Germany, in Amazon, we have like 1,000 account health points, which shows us basically how we operate. So as we are doing everything automatically, and we use integration and fulfillment, we achieve high rates, which results in very good results. So and in order to be able to do all of this, how we make money out of this, we only make money from the total percentage of sales. So we don't charge a fixed fee, monthly fee, anything like that. We just, if the partners or if the brands make money, we make money. The only thing that we expect is the brand makes the advertising investment. So yeah, this is in a nutshell what we do, and hope that was explanatory at least. And we'll be ready for the Q&A session afterwards.
Awesome. Fantastic. Yaman, thank you so much. I think that was not only really insightful, I'm sure that actually generated a ton of questions for people, which is really good. Because hopefully everyone, as you know, you can feel free to participate in the Q&A. We actually have, where will the recording be shared? As soon as this webinar is over, we'll be uploading it to YouTube, and then we'll be sending out the link to everyone that signed up. So do not worry about that. But no, that was fantastic. Thank you so much, Yaman. Now, unfortunately, for everyone that's attending, the agenda says that I'm up next. So it's time to talk about Mexico a little bit. Um, Let me pull up my presentation. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to do this. Or I can go slideshow. Okay, there we go. Share my screen. Uh, if I share this, can you guys see my screen? Can you guys see my presentation?
Yep.
All right, I see a lot of nodding, which is good. I also see all of you at across the bottom of my screen, which is a little bit distracting, but that's okay. Um, so feel free to make faces at me or whatever. So, I'm going to be talking about Mexico now. Traditionally, so I'll give you a little bit about myself in a second. But I will start off by saying, full disclosure, I am Mexican, born and raised, and I tend to get overexcited a little bit about my local markets and the opportunity in my space, which is I think the right place to be, but at the same time, um, I'm going to be very excited through this. So just very briefly, who are we? We help foreign brands come into Mexico. We figure out all of the logistics, all the importing, all of the regulatory, whatever it is that needs to happen for you to come in and sell in Mexico. We do that, and then we sell it through, you know what, however we do it. We don't need to get into me right now, but just so you have a little bit of background, we do have the experience locally on how to operate within the country's borders. Now, what I want to talk about today, and I'm going to talk very quickly because, God, as you can tell, I can talk a lot. I want to talk about the opportunity in Latin America and Mexico, primarily why we would want to be in the country. Then we're going to talk about the options that you have, be it through us or be it on your own, how you would go about doing that. And then we'll talk a little bit, if we have time, about what sort of challenges you might face when working within Mexico, right? I want to just dump as much information as I can on everyone that's watching to hopefully make it easier for you to start looking, at least conceptualizing what that expansion would look like. Okay. So why should you sell in Mexico? Now, we're all familiar with established marketplaces. So we have the US, obviously, number one volume. And then you start looking at sub marketplaces that would surprise you. So the UK, 30 billion USD estimated to have had that volume in 2022. Fantastic. The UK is a very established market. Germany, Europe's biggest market, 33 billion USD. All right, cool. Like these are markets that we're all, I think, in the e-commerce space, kind of aware of, right? Japan always takes us by surprise. We're like, oh, Japan is actually crushing on Amazon. And then you have Latin America, where so the total of Latin America is estimated in 2022 between 140 to 350 billion USD, which is two orders of uncertainty because you're talking about how many countries, and then that's a broad range. The most recent numbers show that specifically for Mexico, between 29 and 30 billion USD were done. No, between 28 and 29 billion USD were done in 2023. And that's estimated to grow 80% over the next 5 years, right? So Mexico, and we'll go about this in a second. Mexico as a sort of in the macroeconomic landscape, having very aggressive expansion and growth and positive economic environments, and the digitization of shopping behaviors and all of these stuff that I would love to get into more detail. But it's painting like a pretty good picture moving down the line. All right. One statistic that I will point to from 2022 is the change in household wealth by region. And what I want to point out is that Latin America is the only one with a strong change in total wealth in 2022, change in total wealth as a percentage. So what that tells us is that on average, shoppers have a little bit more purchasing power, and it's probably something that we as sellers want to be taking advantage of. Okay, I'm sort of glazing over a lot of this because I want to make sure that I have time to get through the whole thing within 10 minutes, but within this Latin American growth, within this Latin American sort of boom and upcoming bull market, as I like to call it, Mexico is positioned as the second biggest e-commerce market within the continent, right? So Brazil, obviously number one. We're all aware of Brazil as being this gigantic, massive market. Very few people expect Mexico to be that high up when it comes to these numbers. So this is just a recap. second largest marketplace in Latin America, where we have, this is a very important number, 57% of e-commerce shoppers have bought cross-border. What this is either your drop shipping from the US through your own website. This is either North American Remote Fulfillment Program. We all know about NARF. Or this is Mercado Libre global selling, right? So basically, we're used to waiting 10 days for shipping and paying like $10 on it. Not great when you're trying to break a market. But this just shows the limitations and opportunities of the country and where it's at in its sort of e-commerce um, life cycle, right? 80% year-over-year growth, and this continues to be a ridiculous statistic. Year over year as more and more shoppers are becoming digitized. It's just looking like very fertile grounds for brands to start grabbing roots and acquiring consumers to grow with the market, right? Over the next 5 years, right? This is an interesting statistic, and this is the last bit of numbers. I promise, this is the last bit of numbers I'll throw at you. It's what percentage of how shoppers are splitting their spending or their shopping between retail and online. Mexico is pretty low, 11.3%. So this shows and this points consistently to a population of shoppers that is slowly being digitized and are slowly adopting maybe some retail practices, some digital retail practices that have already been accepted worldwide, right? Or in more established countries. And this just shows, again, more potential to be growing as an e-commerce seller, right? I'm going to skip all these numbers. All right. That all sounds great. How do I get in? For most expansions, and we all sort of know this, you have 3 options. You can either just say, hey, you can order it from me and I'll ship it to you, which is your drop shipping. You can set up a local subsidiary. You can go through the process of building a local business entity and figuring out what that looks like bureaucratically and legally and accounting wise and taxes and all of this. Or you can partner with a distributor, which is obviously limited in tons of ways as well. And we'll get into all of these in a second. Pros and cons of dropshipping from a warehouse. Listen, this is what we're all kind of used to and what has worked up until relatively recently, right? We know about the remote fulfillment program on Amazon. We perhaps less know about Mercado Libre's global selling program, wherein I ship to Miami and then they'll fulfill, right? Or maybe through our own Shopify store, we're just getting orders from all over the world and we're just sending them out as they go. Now, this is fantastic because you get to hold your own inventory, you get to pass on the cost to the shoppers, and you don't really have to set anything up, right? Anything under $50 sending to Mexico comes in duty free. You know what? That sounds fantastic. Until your competition stops doing it. Until someone goes, all right, I'll set up in country. And then what you'll see is the actual benefits that we are all aware of being, let's say, on the FBA, right? We know that when we're on FBA and where we make it easier for shoppers to buy, we'll take market share from our competition. So the conversion rate, while being out of country and someone else isn't, takes a strong hit. It is the wait times, it is the import fees, and it is just the generally higher prices, right? So this is an easy out on the scale of easy to hardest. This is the easiest one to set up, but also the one that's going to get you the least amount of market share, right? Then you can also set up a local subsidiary. Local subsidiaries, I know that for a lot of American viewers, you're going to be like, oh, that's super easy. I went on the Delaware website and I clicked a couple buttons. I paid, $50 and I got my LLC. It doesn't work like that in Latin America in general, but in Mexico particularly. There are a lot of bureaucratic sort of hurdles that we need to cross to be able to do this. Is it possible? It's possible. Is it going to be very expensive and take a lot of time? Yes. You need to make sure you have your local compliance. You need to make sure you have a legal representative and a local partner. You need to make sure that you're complying with taxes. You need to have liability. So it's amazing if you're playing for this like in-house sort of going to spend $50,000 on this expansion. Let's go for it and let's just try to do it right. Awesome. In general, at least in our experience, it makes the risk reward, or makes the barriers to entry a little bit too high, right, for selling within country. So, by the way, if I'm going over time, can someone just ping me or something? I think I have no semblance for how long I've been talking. And what most of us are used to then is distribution models. And I'm talking distribution models, we're used to them as a consumer. As a consumer, you just get the product. You don't care how we got it into the country. And most of the time it is through the distributor. Now, it does have a ton of pros, right? The distributor is liable for the legal compliance, for making sure that they've got the labeling right, the importing correctly, all of that. You do have control on the pricing because you do build it into your contract if you're, generally. The consumer gets a local experience, and the distributors, of course, it's in their best interest to find more ways to sell the stuff, right? Your product. Ultimately, that also comes with lack of control. It comes with challenges when negotiating a contract, and more importantly, at least as a seller, or even as a buyer, what this comes down to also is margins, right? I have to convince a distributor to buy my product. And then they have to make a 25, 30, 35% markup on it. And we end up with shoppers paying higher prices across the board to get the same product, because everyone needs to make money along the way, right? So this is looking kind of bleak. This is looking a little bit bleak. Don't worry, there is a solution. Wait, I want to see what we'll talk about the solutions in a bit. One more thing I just want to bring up. Actually, do we want to even get into this? I'm trying to see how to make the best use of my time. I'm going to skip through a lot of this. When you're looking at Mexico for an expansion, you need to make sure that you're on these marketplaces, at least the top 5. AliExpress is not a Sam's Club. We don't, it's a very small percentage of shoppers have shopped there. Mercado Libre, Amazon, and Walmart. Liverpool, Coppel, those 5 is where you really want to make sure you're in. So if you're on NARF and you're thinking, hey, NARF is doing a good enough job, you're missing out on a considerable amount of shoppers, on a considerable amount of Google Shopping results, on a considerable amount of people that just Liverpool will give you, for example. Oh, this is a save of consumer trust in the marketplaces, right? So looking at expanding into Mexico, you need to be on all of these platforms. However, you're trying to get in, you need to figure out your fiscal and legal liabilities. You need to figure out your logistics. You need to figure out your border. Why am I just making it sound so impossible? Listen, it is hard. It is hard. I'm going to skip through all this. It is hard. There are solutions. I'm going to skip through all this. I don't care. There are solutions. You need to work with a trusted partner in country that understands how to get all of these things done. If you're interested in doing it in-house and building a legal entity, absolutely go ahead and do that. I don't recommend it. I can't stop you. What you need is a partner that can handle these challenges, and that makes you feel confident that your brand is being properly represented in country. I have seen this not only through ourselves and what we do, but through multiple models and through multiple companies that are making sure that your product is being properly represented, and that you have the least amount of headache possible on the way in, right? Ultimately, isn't that what we all want? Someone that is handling logistics, someone that is handling localization, someone that is handling compliance, someone that is handling warehousing, distributing, putting it in every marketplace possible, trying to get you retail deals, whatever it is that you are personally looking for. Just make sure, and I guess this is where I'm going to conclude with this. Make sure that you're working with partners that make you feel confident that your brand is being represented properly and that your consumer is getting the best deal possible. Okay. If your consumer is getting a good deal and your product is good, what's more than likely is that you will have a strong foothold in the market, and you'll be ready to grow over the next 5 to 10 years with the country and with the way that things are looking to grow. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about any of this because I'm pretty sure I'm already over time. But if anyone wants to have any questions, if anyone has any questions, any doubts, if you're looking for assessment in how that could look, be it with us or be it with someone else, we're not, I'm not too fussy about that. If you have doubts about getting into the country, absolutely send me a message, quick WhatsApp. Also, you can contact me through WhatsApp. It's on my email signature. Because ultimately, what I want personally and what we want as a business is for the Mexican consumer to start getting good deals and good prices on products. So my door is open. If you want to talk to me, goavance.com. We'll show you how we do it. We'll guide you if we can't do it on how someone else can do it or what you would need to do it yourself. And yeah, I'm gonna shut up because I've been talking for too long. Oh my, I was back of my mind. Back of my mind. It's just going, dude, it's been so long. It's been so long. Just stop. Just skip through all this. Skip through all this. Really hard to go through. I'm gonna open up the Q&A. Yeah, everyone is asking if it's being recorded. Yes, this webinar is being recorded. You can share it to whoever you would like that is probably making the decisions. Or if you would just like to review some of the information that we're dropping in. Okay. Let me see. I just want to see very briefly what our agenda looks like because we will have a Q&A question at the end. Up next, Madison with, I think, a topic that is on everyone's head. How can AI transform our Amazon listings? Please.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen real quick. All right. Can everyone see my screen here?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. All right. Well, hi, everyone. My name is Maddie. Thanks so much for joining today. I lead our sales and business development operations here at Dresma. So today I'm very excited to talk a little bit about generative AI and how Dresma is helping Amazon sellers and brands transform their listings and their storefronts with the help of AI generated content. So to begin, we've been working with many marketplace sellers over the years, and it's no secret that there are quite a few roadblocks when it comes to getting quality content for your product listings. We know that Amazon does not make it the easiest process in the world to not only sell on their platform, but also to get traffic to your listing. So things like lifestyle imagery or A+ content tend to give listings a boost, but there are a lot of challenges involved with getting that kind of content. So some of the most common ones we've seen sellers face are typically, of course, the time it takes to get those creatives, as well as the cost involved, especially if you're outsourcing photographers or help from other agencies. So, and we've even seen cases where it's taken over 3 weeks to get catalog images or A+ content for just 1 or 2 SKUs. So that can be detrimental to sales, especially if you have product that needs to be launched on a specific timeline, which would of course reduce your selling period and then hurt your revenue potential overall. So our solution, I'm sure many of you have heard or seen the buzz about AI over the past year or so, especially, and it can definitely be intimidating, but there are a lot of use cases to help solve hurdles that marketplace sellers or e-tailers are facing when it comes to content. So Dresma has taken the opportunity to use Gen AI to develop solutions to use your existing catalog content to create lifestyle imagery, A+ content, copy, etc., within hours to help not only boost your listings, but overall increase conversion and quicker time to market. So in the example on the right you see here is just a quick graphic showing an example of a raw image from a seller product that was already existing in their catalog, which was then taken to generate the A+ template you see on the right. So all of the images in this template, like the model wearing the purse in the top left to the white background image product feature shot with the different colors, were all created using AI. So this essentially eliminates the need for live model shoots or manual editing of the photos to make them compliant with Amazon guidelines. So now it's important for you to understand how this all works and what tools are available to you. So Dresma offers a variety of solutions tailored to sellers of all different sizes, whether you have 2 SKUs to 10,000 SKUs. So for sellers who do have access to their physical inventory or their catalog images, we have a couple of self-use platforms, including our mobile app and our web platform. I do have a couple example videos and images that I can share if we have time at the end. But just to give you a little bit more explanation, our app solution allows sellers with access to their inventory to shoot photos of their product using simply just a smartphone. So because we utilize AI to change the backgrounds, adjust the lighting, do the full retouching, our goal is that you can shoot anywhere without a professional lighting or photography setup. So we have clients even in the furniture space, for example, who are taking photos with their smartphones in warehouses, showrooms, etc., and then they're getting back images that look like they were professionally shot in a studio. On the flip side, if you're a seller who doesn't have access to physical inventory and maybe you get images from your manufacturer already, but you want to improve those or add more to your catalog, we do have even upload features built into our platforms to allow you to design your own lifestyle photos with our design studio. And then both of these do also have a built-in listing generator in which when you're inputting your projects, you can input features like what the material is, the color, the size, the dimension straight into our app, and it will return full listing copy, product descriptions for the easiest listing process. Now, we also do have a completely hands-off third option, which essentially kind of works like an agency. So with this method, we do have a human design team, and these sellers work with them to help our team understand what are your content needs and then allow our team to actually produce them for you and even upload them to Amazon. So the typical process for this looks like having you meet with our team, identify which product you need content for, sending Dresma your product photos, maybe some reference images if you have listings or competitors that you like the look of their storefront or their listings. We take that information, send it through our AI generating model. Then we share the content back with you for feedback, approvals, and then, like I said, even upload it to your Amazon storefront for you. I wanted to get into showing some examples, like I said, what this can be used for. So the first example here showcases the process in taking a raw image on a mannequin. AI then picks out the product, cuts out the mannequin and the background, provides retouching like color correction, wrinkle remover, alignment, etc., and then generates a realistic looking human model in a relevant background setting, like a gym in this example. And all of this can be done just from a raw photo taken even on a smartphone. Now, the benefits of something like this are obviously ease of use, cost reduction, as need for live models or on-site shoots are ultimately eliminated, turnaround time, and then ability to refresh your listings with options like maybe just changing the background or even changing the model if you want to add more diversity to your catalog and can't afford to hire a human model to reshoot. And this isn't just relevant for lifestyle content, but also white background images as well, which are still very important to have on Amazon. So here's a few examples of just a couple of final outputs there. And then, as discussed previously, another use case can be for adding text to create images like infographics, size charts, dimensions. And in these examples, everything you see here is AI generated. So the backgrounds, the texts, all of that can be done very quickly. And then finally, all of these elements can come together to create A+ content or brand store content that requires no manual effort from you and can be live on your listings within 2 days versus sometimes months long turnaround time seen with manual processes. So the importance of A+ content too is growing, with sellers seeing an average conversion increase of 6% on listings with A+ content. So our goal is to make this type of content more accessible and able to scale across your catalog with the help of AI to generate these visuals. And then I wanted to end here by giving you guys all a real life example and testimonial from a real life client of ours who has definitely seen the benefits that AI has brought to his content. So this is Lou. We've been working with him since last year. He sells licensed Disney product on Amazon, generating almost $2 million of revenue annually. But previously, he was seeing significant decreases in business just because of restraints from managing everything on his own and having to work with at least 3 different agencies to handle content, photography, copy, and just storefront management. And he was unable to manage and list even half of his product catalog on Amazon, which of course restricted his revenue potential. And not to mention, for these manual processes with these other agencies, he was paying hundreds of dollars per listing just to get lifestyle images and A+ content, which I think is something a lot of Amazon sellers can resonate with. And since working with us, we've processed hundreds of creatives for him already, including catalog images, size charts, infographics, A+ content, and then a complete brand store design revamp. So not to mention, all his cost for all of this has been reduced by over 70%, allowing him to see bigger profit and ability / more time to list more SKUs. So the examples you see here on the right too, these images are all from live from his page today and have been edited and generated using AI. So that's it for all the content I have to share today. Thanks everyone for listening, and I look forward to questions later on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Like that was, I think everyone here is interested in this in general, right? And I think that was so informative, Maddie, and thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. Do we have any more questions? No. I'm just gonna click that all these have been answered. Guys, I hope everyone took some notes there because that was some really informative stuff. We are going to go up next with, hold on, what's going on here? Is it Amit or Amit? How can I pronounce?
Amit. It's Amit.
Amit. There we go. Amit.
Yeah. What's
Guys,
going
up
on?
next. It's going well. Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, everyone,
Yeah,
Amit is going
sure.
to talk to us about testing the water to make it. Oh, this is a great title. From testing the waters to making waves, your guide to Amazon expansion into Canada and beyond. We're going to have a lot of overlap, and I love that. Guys, everyone should
Yeah, exactly. So, Ramiro, we talk basically about the same. So you talk about Mexico, we talk about Canada, but basically we're doing the same here. So hi everybody, my name is Amit Rosenthal. I'm the CEO and founder of Probox. Basically, Probox provided logistics and supply chain solution for Amazon and e-commerce sellers around the world. So today I will try to go, I make the presentation short and to the point as much as possible, and I'll try to explain why the Canadian market is a great opportunity for those who are selling on in US already or looking to expand into new market, and Canada would be, in my opinion, one of the easiest to go into. So let's start. Right. So basically, why Canada? So the key advantage of expanding into Canada is that Canada e-commerce market has shown consistently grow year over the year. Just to give you some numbers, so in Canada is the highest percentage of the e-commerce compared to the retail. So in Canada, it's about 41%. In US, it's about 36%. In Japan, that Ramiro talked about, is 20%. And in Mexico, is 13%. So we show huge opportunity for those who are selling in Canada in the e-commerce market, because e-commerce and Amazon is a huge opportunity over there. Second is an appealing market for high quality and niche products. The Canadian market is for sure much less saturated in terms of how many sellers we have And for that point on, basically, the opportunity is much higher compared to the US market. Canadian bilingual, meaning there is people speaking English and French in the marketplace, and there is about 7.2 million people from all about like 22 million people, French speaker in Canada. So for those people that doesn't like, if you're selling on Amazon USA, so those like you don't have the opportunity to go into French people speakers, and in Canada it's much easier, right? And most like, let's say the French speaker in Canada speaking also English, so it's a great opportunity to expand to new market. And of course, the most important is the strategic geographic proximity between US to Canada, and how much shorter is the delivery time going from US directly to Canada, especially compared to those that sourcing in China or India or in the East in general, right? For that reason, basically, I want to talk today about cross-border and why do it from US to Canada. If you have some products already in the US, it will be a great opportunity to test the Canadian market with the inventory you already have in the US side, right? So first and foremost is first direct FBA shipments. So I'm not sure if anyone said here already in Canada, but if you do, and if you source from China, so doing like shipping from China to Canada, it's really depend where in Canada, because the main port in Canada is in Vancouver, which is in the west coast of Canada. But most of the FBA warehouses in Canada are located in Toronto area, and going just from Vancouver to Toronto is about 2.5 weeks, with overall journey between China to Toronto can be 60 days approximately. So compared to that, having inventory and send it from China to Canada can take, like, if it's a long journey, depend where in the US and depend where in Canada, but it can be something between 6 to 8 days. So there is a huge difference in transit time wise. And, you know, for those people that, especially today with all this inbound placement fee and all these fees that going on, having the fact that you have inventory in that you can send if you need, like in short term, is a huge advantage compared to ship basically from any other places, right? Rapid feedback loops, basically the same. So let's say you are an Amazon seller, you want to check the market, you can send 100 units, 200 units, you can make a test to see how does it work. If there is a good opportunity, you can maybe start producing in China, or you can move on with inventories you still have in US and basically make it test after test after test and take a stronger establishing the Canadian market. And another point is that Ramiro already said is about the NAFTA agreement. So those who doesn't understand exactly what does it mean. So there is a commerce agreement between Mexico, US, and China. And again, those that are manufactured in the US or in Mexico will have basically a 0% duty on the product. So even if you, let's say you source from China or from India, you can have on a product specific 15%, 20% duty. If you would source it with Ramiro in Mexico or in the US side, so the same exact product will have 0% duty and eventually zero duty, higher profit in the end, right? So that's another part. And now we're gonna talk about 5 key watch-outs, right? When you want to ship into Canada or you want to do cross-border between US to Canada. So the biggest one will be custom compliance, right? So it's a different customs in US and a different custom in Mexico and a different customs and regulation in Canada. So it doesn't necessarily, so let's say you are a seller in US side, it doesn't, and you are fully compliant with whatever product it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are compliant with the Canadian regulation. So you have to verify rather via ProBox or with any other custom broker that you are fully compliant for the Canadian regulation. I can say that the Canadian custom is quite easy in that sense, but still you have to be compliant with the customs and also with the Amazon request. Manage cost, account for surcharge and variable shipping time. So in most cases, if you would want to do cross-border, so you have to pay, normally you have to pay the duty and the taxes or the GST in that case. So it's like a VAT, 5%. You have to pay this in advance before you request to pick up the freight from the USA. The main reason for that is because it's such a short destination. Once the cargo basically leave from the US side, go to the US, unless you already paid your duty and GST, the shipment will be held in the border. And once it's held by the border, by the customs, so surcharges started to pile up and it can go to thousands of dollars. So you have to watch out about it. Product restriction, we talk about it shortly. So I will give some personal experience. I had some experience with a customer that he was fully compliant in USA. He sold toys. He had no idea about the compliance that need to go in Canada. He sent it to Canada. Eventually, because it didn't have a French label on the product as well, so he was restricted to sell in Canada. So you have to remember that because of the majority of the French people, not the majority, but because of the amount of the French people in Canada, you have to have labels in English and in French as well. So this is a huge, huge key that I would like to say 98% of the sellers have no idea about it, but you have to remember that because you're selling in a French country as well, you have to be compliant and you have to make labels in French as well, right? Simplify returns, of course, close area between Canada to USA. So let's say you have products, you need to make some returns. You can send it easily to a 3PL in Canada and send it back home to US side. Relatively quite cheap and quite easy. So that's a big advantage as well if you have a high return velocity, right? That's it. If you want to contact us, this is our whatever email address, LinkedIn, YouTube channel, etc., etc. If I can't say Ramiro, I had in my personal YouTube channel or Probox YouTube channel, we had like a fully in-depth video with a seller and with a custom broker in Canada that we are working with, and I think it can bring a lot of value. It's about 40 minutes long, and everybody are welcome to watch it.
Awesome.
That's about me. Yeah,
That was fantastic. Thank you so much.
sure.
I think this consistent dropping of knowledge, and I think the idea of, hey, if you want to learn more, I have a 40-minute YouTube video. Like a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't want to watch a 40-minute YouTube video, but the people that are interested, go watch the 40-minute YouTube video. Come on, guys.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
you can take like 2 to 3 insight. I think it will be useful,
Yeah.
right? For sure.
Also, YouTube, you can press 1.5. You know, you can cut that 40 minutes down to 30. Come on.
We have also shorts. We have also shorts for the
There you
video,
go.
so yeah, it's even easier, right?
There you go. That was fantastic. Thank you so much, Hammond. And to close it out, last and definitely not least, Greg from Levant is going to come here and show us how it's done. Greg, please.
Yes, well, thank you, Ramiro. And hey, folks, great to see everybody here. Let me go ahead and present my screen and we'll get this party started. Let me just go ahead and do this here and this. Looking at the panel here, give me a thumbs up when you can see the presentation. Excellent. So my name is Greg Potts. I am the Director of Partnerships here at Levanta, and I have the esteemed privilege of walking you guys through not only what Levanta does from an affiliate marketing perspective, but what affiliate marketing does for you as an Amazon seller too. Our platform is dedicated to Amazon sellers. We allow sellers to connect directly with creators to help formulate partnerships where we can promote their products through their networks and drive external traffic to your Amazon storefronts and detail pages. So I'll be going into talking about how to leverage affiliate marketing for growth and specifically how it improves organic search ranking, bestseller ranking, and helps Amazon brands take advantage of the elusive brand referral bonus. Affiliate marketing unlocks external traffic as a scalable revenue stream for Amazon sellers. What a beautiful sentence, which I'm sure we are all very interested in learning more about. When we think about affiliate marketing, there are three kind of key milestones or I guess pillars to be aware of. Through Levanta, we help our clients drive new, highly qualified traffic to their Amazon storefronts or detail pages. So by allowing them to partner directly with over 3,600 different influencers, creators, affiliates, media buyers, content sites, publication sites, listicles, blogs, a whole bunch of people you can partner with directly on our platform who have a ton of audience members who are very, very eager to hear what they have to promote. And so by working with those people, that's how we drive those highly qualified customers to storefronts. And they're not just highly qualified, they're high converting too, which is very important. Number two, something to be aware of when you think about an affiliate marketing model versus like a traditional kind of PPC on Amazon sponsored advertising model is that through affiliates, one of the big benefits is that you're going to pay for sales and not clicks. And so from a cost perspective, that becomes very attractive because the majority of your costs are going to come on sales conversions, not bidding on keywords, hoping to get high placement in search, be discoverable on Amazon, and hoping for a conversion. It's much better because you're going to be paying for that conversion as opposed to the discoverability. And then last but not least, to kind of round this out here, we help increase organic rankings for our clients. The Amazon algorithm actually loves external traffic, so much so that Amazon says that as you drive external traffic, we're going to do some cool things for you. One, we're going to increase your bestseller ranking, improve your organic search rankings, and it's the best way to take advantage of the brand referral bonus. And speaking of brand referral bonus, what a great segue. If folks aren't aware of what that is, it's very important to understand kind of how to tap into this. If you are a US 3P brand registered seller on Amazon today, you get access to the brand referral bonus. And what that brand referral bonus says is that if you as a seller drive external traffic to your detail pages where a sale converts, we as Amazon are going to give you up to 10% commission back up to $1 million in sales. And because Levanta is focused on the Amazon channel 100%, that means all the traffic we're driving to our clients' detail pages is giving access to that brand referral bonus at scale, which again becomes even more attractive from a cost and ROI perspective. On the right-hand side, excuse me, another big benefit about affiliate marketing and Levanta in general is that we are able to help drive these external traffic clicks. And one of our clients actually looked at their tacos and ROAS for their existing Amazon PPC campaigns, and they recognized, my goodness, we're actually getting similar conversion rates on Levanta as compared to our existing campaigns. The difference is that we're driving 80,000 clicks to their detail pages while they're not paying for that through our service. When our client looked at that, he said, it would have cost me over $250,000 this month to drive that sort of clicked traffic to my detail pages, and we saw similar conversion rates. And so all these things kind of go to point to, hey, this is a great low-cost channel with a high ROI where you can focus on driving the right people to your channel. It's going to have a ton of ancillary benefits thanks to Amazon and how they prioritize and really value external traffic. Now, as I'm talking about Amazon advertising, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it. Anyone who sells on Amazon knows that it's very necessary to invest in some sort of advertising budget on Amazon in order to be competitive and successful. And so the way that we position affiliate marketing is this is a complement to your existing advertising strategy. It's not something that replaces it. And so if you're pulling all the levers from an advertising perspective on Amazon, maybe you add a new tool into your toolkit to say, hey, let's try an external kind of traffic solution, see what this does for our advertising strategy. And a big reason you want to start thinking about, tapping into external traffic and especially affiliate networks is because PPC costs continue to rise. I mean, we all see it. We all know that, it's getting more and more expensive to bid on keywords and to find success and competing on Amazon. And so a lot of people are kind of left wondering, how do I remain competitive, but not just race to price, right? Because that's a losing battle for a lot of us. And so figuring out some sort of ancillary way off Amazon to drive, similar conversion, similar success is going to be critical for people to grow and scale as time goes on. And speaking of as time going on, we see affiliate marketing as something that is just sort of, starting out and kind of in its beginning stages. The influencer community, the creator community is just growing at an exponential rate. And so what this kind of signal shows to me is that people that are tapping into this today are going to have a much stronger competitive advantage going forward because that tide continues to rise. And the way that we see it at Levanta is that PPC on Amazon this, again, we see affiliate marketing through Levanta as a complement. We take a lot of pride and in the US marketplace, we've had a ton of success. And, similar to my other panelists here, we're thinking more globally from a Levanta perspective. In just a few weeks, we launched our platform in the UK Amazon marketplace as well. So what that means is that if you are a seller selling in the US marketplace and the UK marketplace, or you're an agency that has clients operating both those marketplaces, you can actually create an affiliate program that's going to operate in both those marketplaces through one platform solution. We have great plans to expand to more countries and more locales. Canada and Mexico is on our radar too. And so just like my panelists said, having a global kind of positioning and a global idea of how you want to tackle the entire Amazon ecosystem across the world is very, very important. And make sure that affiliate marketing is part of that plan too. Now, if I'm talking about Levanta and affiliate marketing, all the great stuff, it would behoove me to talk about some of our clients who have done exceedingly well on our platform. First up here is our brand, Grace and Stella. Grace and Stella is a fantastic brand. When they came to us, they said, hey, Levanta, we're having a real tough time with our bestseller ranking. Right now, we're at 520. We can't get any discoverability. We see that external marketing, affiliate marketing can really help us with that. Let's test this out. So within 9 months on the platform, they were able to improve their bestseller ranking for their brand from a 520 to a 28, which had huge impacts on their organic discoverability on Amazon. And so what we saw in their sales reports is just a giant hockey stick between the affiliate revenue and the newly kind of discoverability with on Amazon. Their sales numbers just exploded. So really cool to see that really does have an impact on bestseller ranking. Number 2 is Ella Bella, another great brand here. When they came to us, they have fantastic products. They had a really aggressive commission strategy. And within just a few months on the platform, they've been able to generate over $375,000 in affiliate revenue, which is great. But what's even more impressive is in the last 30 days, they've generated over $130,000 in affiliate revenue. So thinking back to kind of the cost of leveraging this channel and the results that we can generate, the ROI is absolutely amazing. And then being able to kind of see that kind of lift in a 30-day period, it makes everyone very excited. Number 3 is Hawaiian Shaved Ice. Great products, great brand. Actually, it sounds kind of good right now. My mouth's a little bit dry. But what they did that was really, really smart in terms of kind of, getting onto our platform and being successful is they reached out to a ton of creators within our 3,600 network. And very quickly, they were able to acquire 260 partnerships within our network. And that led to just a huge explosion in sales, a huge explosion and improved, seller rank and organic rank. And so that just kind of goes to show that, being able to connect directly with creators in a centralized platform is a very simple way to scale this channel to make it very valuable and effective for our sellers. This right here, this is our Mastering Amazon Affiliate Marketing ebook. This is a fantastic resource if you're just kind of curious about like, hey, what is affiliate marketing? How does this work for Amazon? Like, what are some strategies, some tactics, some opportunities? It's a great read. It's not dry. It's very engaging. We're not just promoting Levanta in this thing. We're actually trying to kind of educate people on affiliate marketing. So if you do have any interest in learning more about this, I highly recommend downloading this resource. It is a fantastic way to learn more about affiliate marketing. And just kind of tie bow on things too. If I'm talking about Levanta, it would be very important for me to mention some of our key platform features and functions. So I already mentioned this previously in the upper left-hand corner here. Our creator marketplace is very extensive. We have 3,600 people who have opted in to partner directly with our clients and the brands who are on our platform. And so getting direct access to those kinds of creators you can partner with and have conversations with, review their social media channels, their content, their engagement. It's a very effective kind of way to make sure you can grow an affiliate channel. And then within that sort of experience too, we make it very easy to pay our creators. Doesn't matter if you guys work with 10 creators, 1,000 creators, 10,000 creators, once we get to that point. We make it so the payment solution can be automated, which allows our clients to focus on the value-added things that are going to grow their sales as opposed to running around invoicing, reconciling, paying. So that makes it a little bit easier for our people. Number 3 in the bottom left here is our program success manager. And so the analogy I use with our platform Levanta is like, if you're going to launch on Amazon by yourself, you can be successful. However, if you do it with the help of either an agency or some sort of internal support team that can help with escalations and things like that, your likelihood of success can be much higher. And so our customer success management team, that's exactly what they do. They help our clients onboard, build their channel, find the right affiliates, connect with them. We work with strategies and tactics on how to be successful. And so it's a huge difference maker in being successful, very successful versus, moderately successful. On the right-hand side here, the one-click ASIN import is a really cool feature of our platform. Levanta is built on the Amazon Attribution API, which means when a client connects their Seller Central account or Vendor Central account, we can import all brands and products from their account automatically. So there's no ASIN upload, no CSV file upload. And once that connection is made, we allow our clients to set flexible commissions for all their products. So depending on your price point, your margin, how aggressive you want to be, how many products you want to list, you can really kind of customize your commission strategy and make it make sense for you based off the goals you want to achieve on our platform. And last but not least, we have reporting analytics. So within our reporting suite, it's very extensive. We give a ton of insights into the program performance, performance by creator, by brand, by product. But what's even better about being able to see all this on our platform is, again, through that API connection, you can see all of our results, all of our campaign data within Seller Central, advertising reports, business reports, sales reports. So there's total parity between the systems, which helps our clients get a lot of trust that, hey, the results we're seeing in Levanta is what we're actually seeing in our Seller Central account. And that's just a better experience for everyone. We know we can kind of trust the numbers on both sides of the equation. If folks do have additional questions, concerns, ideas, if you want to talk about affiliate marketing, if you want to talk about Amazon or Levanta or the Laker game coming up here, I am happy to have these conversations with you. I will leave my little QR code up here. Please take it down. If you think other people in your organization or network might benefit from a question or a little session there, happy to make myself available. And with that, I will turn it back over to Ramiro. Thank you.
Greg, I will say, if you could launch in Mexico tomorrow, I would really appreciate it.
It's on our roadmap, my friend. Canada, Mexico are kind of top of the list there. So it's great to hear you guys talk about that.
I love to hear that. I mean, the way traditionally the Mexican consumers are shopping, it's not directly, hey, I'm on Amazon. But it is a lot of, hey, I saw this somewhere online. And that is the bridge that is missing. So please, this is me asking you formally, please come to Mexico and, we'll be very happy.
Done deal. I will tell my founders.
Thank you. So, guys, everyone, fantastic presentations all around. I want to open it up a little bit to questions to see if anyone has any questions. The most prevailing question we've had so far is, will this be recorded and where will the recording be shared? Which is very positive. I am assuming that this means that people are are liking what we're saying and they want to share it and they want to make sure they're leveraging the information. So everyone that's signed up, everyone that's in here, you're going to get the recording to your email. It will be uploaded. As soon as that's uploaded and put on YouTube, you will get the YouTube link to your email. So you can then go back and look at what any of us went into, right? Now, I would like to encourage people to start dropping questions. If you guys have any doubts, listen, this is the moment. This is the moment. If you guys have any doubts on how you can carry out, who you can talk to, let me know. Because I have my own questions. But I would like to see if anyone else has questions. Wow, profound, deafening silence from everyone. Guys, what's going on? We're all passive listeners.
It means that we explained our topic so effectively. Everyone, I totally get it.
Surprise us, Ramiro. Surprise us. Yeah, surprise us with some questions.
Oh my God! All right. Yeah, I actually think that is. I think that is the case. I think we all just did a wonderful job at explaining everything.
Right.
I have a question for really anyone on here that is dealing with specifically the expansion, which is something, because it's something that I get asked a lot, and I would like to hear your points. What happens if our clients or our vendors or our partners would like to manage their own store? How do we handle that? Because I know I have my answer. I don't know if you guys want to take it away first, and then I'll go into what we do.
I can.
Please.
Yeah. Yes, we also work with brands who wants to manage their own store. Of course, like there are requirements for that, which is like opening or establishing a company to be able to comply with all the rules and regulations, which is like a bit harder in Europe, in the European Union especially. Like bank accounts, tax and customs, etc. So, in that sense, we have a lot of partners who are doing great jobs here, especially in the UK or in the Europe. We partner. We introduce them and follow up the process fully end to end. So there's like experts in tax, there are experts in customs solutions, experts in banking and financial services, plus also like company establishments if it's required. So setting up and then expanding the account. What we do is basically we provide service for the listing localization. Like for instance, if you need listing in German, in French, in whatever language, we help with that. We do the integration with various platforms, except Amazon. As I said, Amazon is yes important, but there's like a more fragmented market and lots of other marketplaces specialized in areas, and also. We provide integration with the fulfillment centers we have across Europe and UK. So we stand on the not on the account management side, but we help with the account setting up for like the other parts, and then we help on the integration, fulfillment, and localization. That's on us, and also we provide, of course, like ongoing support. If there are any questions, we help them to grow the business, to solve their problems. There are always unexpected issues. So as you have also mentioned, like it is possible to establish your company in Mexico. I'm quite aware. If you just like search Google, you will find like lots of blog posts which explain how easy it is. But in reality, it's not. There are like tons of unknowns and efforts hidden behind such processes. So if anyone is like ready to take those challenges, we'll also help with that. As you also have mentioned, we don't recommend, but we don't
Yeah.
stop. We help with that.
That's it. We listen. We don't recommend you do it, but if you're gonna do it,
I'm not sure like if anyone wants to deal with the German tax office.
it's okay. You don't want to deal with that exactly. What are
My
you?
hairs are still dark, but it's getting white. My
Yeah, man.
beard is white
I
as
just yeah.
German.
I feel you. I mean, what about you? Do you let people handle their own anything?
No.
No, that I mean, I'm not sure like how much I guess look I'll say what do we do, which is exactly it's exactly that, right? Like, listen, I don't want to do this. I don't want to give you the I don't want to put you in front of SAT. I don't want to put you in front of COFEPRIS, Mexican FDA. I don't want to. So what we actually do, like very, very, very select cases, is loopholes for with subsidiaries to be able to generate like basically create separate Amazon accounts. But it implies a lot of work and a lot of retooling of some of our existing pipeline that it's very difficult to just say, yeah, anyone can do it. So again, we don't recommend it. We'll do it, but it's like it's at a price where you can tell that we don't want you to do it. I think this is, you know what I mean?
It's not only about the price as well, it's also about the timing and the opportunity. So it takes always way longer than expanding rather than partnering. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not weeks, it's months. Sometimes I've seen cases it takes a year in certain times. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question. I wrote these down. I have a question for Maddie here, who our in-house AI expert. I think everyone across e-commerce is trying to figure out, right, how can I implement this into our listing copy and into our everything? And your entire presentation was about this, especially I'm in Mexico. Everything that I'm doing is in Spanish, right?
Mhm.
I need, if I don't speak, I speak Spanish personally, but if I'm outside and I don't speak Spanish, hey, guess who does? AI does, right?
Mhm.
I guess like one of my primary questions is I have the Amazon translated AI copy, and it's not great. It's generally
Mhm.
bad. With AI, between bad copy, good copy, bad content, good content, what sort of conversion rate do you normally see? Like, what sort of conversion rate difference, and how quickly do you see that pay off, right? Because we all know that conversion rate equals sales, equals ranking, equals more sales.
Yeah. So, one thing that's great about our platforms is we actually have it available in, I think, 7 different languages right now. So Spanish is one of them. We actually work directly with Mercado Libre too. So we've had kind of all of that, especially for the Spanish and Portuguese languages vetted pretty seriously, just making sure that that's all accurate. But I think I mentioned in my presentation too, having content on your listings like lifestyle photos and especially A+ content. On average, Amazon sellers are seeing upwards of 6% increase in conversion rates just on those individual listings. So it's definitely worth implementing. And I think a lot of sellers haven't in the past just because it is expensive and it takes a long time to generate if you're doing it manually, which an AI can eliminate both of those issues there, making it much more cost effective and you can get those done within a few hours versus a few months.
Yeah, I love that, because anyone that's ever dealt with delays on content, you're like, man, it literally has been a few months. It doesn't sound like it will be, but it
Yeah,
can be, and it sucks. So
right. Exactly.
no, that's fantastic. Thank you. I mean, this is very genuinely, we're looking at all these expansion plays. You're going like, all right, how much time investment? Let's be real. A lot of this is a time opportunity cost that is
Mhm.
holding a lot of these
Right.
sellers back. So having these
Can I add
solutions,
an anecdote there?
totally.
So I worked at Amazon for 3 years, Maddie, and I was helping brands launch onto our 3P marketplace. And one of the biggest challenges we always had was like, hey, A+ content's super effective. Let's get it in there. Oh, it got denied. Oh, it got denied. Oh, it's
Yep.
taking forever to get approved. So like I
Yep.
have experienced those challenges too. And I can just speak to that and say that is a great solution.
Yeah, I used to work at Walmart too. I was on the marketplace team there doing the same thing that you were at Amazon. So my experience there has been very relevant to what I'm doing now for sure.
Agreed.
That's awesome. I have one final question, and then we'll head out, and then we'll send out the recording, and we'll get on the whole side of this thing. Greg, what what do affiliate, and this is for me, because I'm trying to learn. What do affiliates look for when partnering with, brands and products?
Yeah, good question here. So, I mean, a lot of times it's really interesting because, there is a profile, like an ideal customer profile that affiliates like, but we have brands and clients come on here with very kind of obscure and unique products who do very well too. And so, kind of from a profile perspective, what affiliates like is a relatively high ASP, so something in the 50 plus range. They like to see a good brand presence on Amazon, a 4-star rating for your products, at least 100 reviews, so somewhat established, but it doesn't mean that new brands can't take advantage of it too. And then additionally, too, for affiliates, categories like home, beauty, lifestyle, wellness, supplements, sports and outdoors to a degree, so consumer electronics, like those are the categories that affiliates seem to resonate very strongly with. And so, yeah, it's very interesting to see. Again, some of our clients are selling, arthritis medication that's doing really, really well. Then we have some established brands who have great name brand equity that aren't doing as strongly. So it's just very interesting to see the mix of people that find success through affiliates.
I mean, yeah, I'm asking you because if you're not in Mexico fast enough, I'm gonna have to start knocking on doors. I mean, like, hello, please, can we partner?
I'm on it,
Oh,
man. I'm on it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, if no one else has any more questions, Q&A. Need more deals for the Mexico market. Can you provide email, please? Yes, absolutely. So from my personal email we'll be sending out the recording, and then you can, and we're also going to be sending out a thank you for attending, all sent from my personal email. If you want to reply to that, I think that is the easiest way for us to get to chatting. Or if for some reason, if you have me blocked, because maybe I was a jerk someday, go on goavance.com, GOAVANCE.com, and you can schedule a call with me, or you can send over an email, and I think this is going to be the easiest way to get chatting. But yeah, super happy to provide as much detail as possible about the country that I'm very clearly very proud of. So if that's everything, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone for presenting. Very, very informative. We actually had possibly some of the best retention that I've ever seen throughout the start, as people start dropping off. This was really, really nice. So thank you, everyone. And one last time, we will be sending out the recording to everyone that's attended and everyone that signed up. So have a look at as you get the chance. Everyone have a wonderful day and wonderful weekend.
Sounds
you.
good. Thanks so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
for hosting.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks, folks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.